welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make this box, which is made of sena. It's a very figured timber, isn't it? It's just my most figured timber that I've got. All different shapes, sizes and colours. It just pops. But the inside of this box is made out of my plainest timber, which is just pine with a white bottom. So I've got the two extremes of this box. I've got the most figured timber on the outside and the plainest timber on the inside. So come along and we'll make this box. Very unusual box, isn't it, guys? Very striking timber on the outside and very plain on the inside. So I've got this big bit of sena here that I got from the big box store. The stripes in it, the stripes are 100mm wide. Our box is only 65mm high, so we can get each one in between the joint. I've just got to pick two planks here that will suit. I think it's going to be this one there, between there and there, and this one here. But they've got a lot of different colouring in them, and that's going to be for the outside, I think. Okay, just cutting down the sena now. It's bloody hard, this sena. You see how the saw struggles a bit. But I'm getting there. You can see better in this clip how the saw struggles. Another thing I was going to show you guys was that when you're cutting very hard timber, have your blade up high, that way the angle of the blade is cutting down through the timber, not along the timber. Like that. You see how the angle changes? The angle of the blade is now very shallow. And you're trying to cut along the timber, which will lift the timber up. But the saw works better because it's cutting down into the timber. Especially on hard timber like sena. Okay, just budding an edge now. Get rid of the black marks. There it goes. And putting it through the thicknesser. Great thickness of that with the helical head. Works really well. I like it a lot. You can just tell by the noise the thickness is. It's very, very soft. And cutting them roughly to size. Easy to adjust the fence when it's like that. And putting the groove in for the bottom. Just keep checking to make sure that you put the groove to the fence all the time. And cutting the miters. I really like my sliding table saw. It works well. Very nice. And here we go, using the masking tape method as usual. Now, alright guys, time for glue up. My favourite part of the job. Don't know why, but it is. This is a very simple box, but with a very striking timber. This sena is very striking. Comes from Asia somewhere, I suspect. But it's very, very striking. It's a very striking. So the box on the outside will be very striking, and the timber on the inside is going to be very plain. So I'm having the two extremes in this box. But it's a very simple box. But guys, I'm having one of these mornings where it's Monday morning and I can't find anything. I spent half my life looking for my glasses and they're on the bloody top of my head, of course. Damn. Don't like getting old. Anyway. Good fun. This is great fun. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bada bing. Bada bong. Bada bong. Bada bing. And bloody windy out there too, by the way. Melbourne's always bloody windy. No, shit. No, there's always something happening in Melbourne. If you don't like the weather, wait for 5 minutes and it will change. Okay. Let's check the square. The box is all glued up. It's in the cramps. I've cut a top for it. Just got to mould it after. So it'll sit on there like that. And while the box dries, it's time for a cup of tea and a story. Yay! While we're waiting for the box to dry, time for a cup of tea and a story. I'll tell you how I became a cabinet maker. In my family there was Dad and Mum and 5 kids. And Dad was a tradesman, he was an upholsterer and a carpet cutter. And my other brother was a mechanic. And one of my other brothers was he was into carpets too. All us boys had a trade, either cabinet maker, mechanic, carpet layer, and Dad was an upholsterer. We all went to a technical school, which in Australia is they have two sorts. They used to have two sorts of schools: a technical school and a high school. A high school is a place where you go if you want to do office work or go to university. A technical school was a place where you went if you wanted to have a trade or do any of the technical sciences. So I went to a technical school, as did my brothers. Went to Form 4, Year 10, which is not big, but that's, in those days, that's what, 15 years old, you left school and you went and got a job. So guidance counselling in those days was sort of totally non-existent. I can't remember anybody at school giving me any guidance counselling at all. And all Mum and Dad said was trying to get a job as an apprentice. Okay, so that's what I did. And how and why did I become a cabinet maker? Because my best friend said he was going to become a cabinet maker. I said, oh, that sounds good to me, I'll do that too. So it's funny how life works sometimes. It's you know, if I had a best friend that said he wanted to be a lion tamer, mate, I would have said, you would be in Africa by now, wouldn't I? It's revolving doors, isn't it? Revolving doors. Little things in your life can change so much. Now that I'm retired, I'm glad I did. But it's given me a great hobby, and it was a great career to have. Very rewarding career in some ways, but very frustrating in other ways. When you're a cabinet maker, it's bloody hard work, and you can only make what your 2 hands can make. It's time consuming, so you're always rushing. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. A cabinet maker, I was going to become. I looked in the paper and saw this job down at Modern Furniture, and then I went and had an interview down there. I was 15 years old. They had just taken on some cabinet making apprentices. He sort of conned me into being a wood machinist. It didn't take much conning, I was 15 years old, damn. And I said, oh, okay. So, a wood machining apprentice, I done. But I did cabinet making at night school. So I became a cabinet maker and a wood machinist. So that was good, that was good. I doubt whether I would have done wood machining at night school if I was doing cabinet making during the day. Now that I've done it, it was a good backup to have, because I can get a job anywhere as a cabinet maker or a wood machinist. And that's the story for today, and we'll continue on next time. Okay, here I am just putting the moulding on the top. with the old G cutter. Yeah, struggling a bit there. The mould at the top, I just put an old G cutter in the big router, and the skirt's just come up well, look at that. I'm just waiting for the box to dry. So when this is sprayed up, this is going to be a very striking looking box, but the inside is going to be very plain. So that's the contrast. The outside striking, the inside plain. Time to take the box out of the clamp. See what we've got. Oh great, okay, I've cut the lid and moulded the lid too with the OG cutter. So that's it there. Coming up well. Very striking timber, isn't it? Very striking. And the inside is going to be white, as I said. It's going to be as white as I can get it. So I'm using this embossed white bottom, and I'm using pine for the trays. So clear pine for the trays. Pine is blind, so it all combines. Keep putting the splines, cutting the splines. Take 23 gauge headless pins. And you can hardly see them. When they go in, you can hardly see them at all. Okay guys, another thing I do, I cut a lot of little different leads out of all my offcuts. I've got a whole tray full of them here. They're all the same height, but out of all different species. So every time I want to put leads on a little box, I just rummage through and find 4 leads I like. And then they're just going to glue on, just to bring it up off the ground. And that's easy as. Everything's glued up now. I just work quick. So I made a little handle there just to give us some height with the 2 pine end blocks. I've got the pine splines in, so they once everything dries, I can cut them off and sand them up. Okay, just routing for the hinges now. The hinge jig I made, double hinge jig. See how I cut the hinge in the box? I've got a double G here and a router that's permanently set up just to do hinges. I never change it, it's just to do hinges, and it makes it so easy. I just put the jig on, router it, and it's done. 2 minutes, 1 minute, it's done. Wow, doesn't that come out great? With a bit of lacquer on it. And stapling the bottom onto the tray. Wow, all finished, look at that. Great box. We're finished. Look at this box. The sena. It's very figured timber, isn't it? It came out great, didn't it? With the little handle on top. And the inside is my plainest timber, which is just pine with the white bottoms. We get the sena, which is most figured, and the pine, which is the plainest timber I got. Look at that. It just is, isn't it? It just is. Okay guys, thanks for watching again. Please subscribe and ring the bell, you guys know what to do. Where we will be making, probably, another box. Yay!